Augusta's entire kit has finally been revealed, and it seems that free-to-play and pay-to-win players are going to be suffering from a lack of characters that can actually be useful to Augusta. I didn't even know it was possible for pay-to-win players to actually struggle with stuff like this to begin with, but you know, here we are. Anyways, I won't take up any more of your time, so here is Augusta, the most restricted character in Wuthering Waves. So let's get straight into what Augusta is all about. Augusta has a 4-string combo where she grips the sword with her thigh, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was very sold from just that, okay? Her heavy attack actually has 4 versions. The normal one, called Steel Clash, that just does electro damage. The second one, called Thunder Roar Backstep, which can be used if you have max prowess, which will deal electro damage, consume all prowess, and can be transformed into the third heavy attack called Thunder Roar Spin Slash to deal extra damage. And the fourth heavy attack called Thunder Roar Uppercut, which can only activate if you jump when you have max prowess. And just judging from this, I think you can guess what she's going to be scaling off of. And you can even combo the fourth heavy attack with her skill when you have max prowess. And speaking of prowess, you can hold up to 100 max and can build up prowess by basically doing everything you can with the character. And no, I'm not just kidding. Literally, just look at this on screen right now. Literally everything. Her resident skill has 2 versions. The normal one, called Warrior's Blade, which will deal electro damage, and her forte version called Unyielding Sunlight Strike, which will deal electro damage and allow her to use a leaping attack. However, this skill can only be activated when you have enough ascendancy. And in order to build up 100 max of ascendancy, you're going to want to use her normal attacks, and using her intro skill and ultimate will restore 20%, 10%, and 40% ascendancy respectively. Now, Augusta has 2 versions to her ultimate. The first one is where you just tap it, and the second one where you hold the button and she literally, I'm not even kidding, she does a Bankai, okay? But yes, her first ultimate, called Sword of Eternal Oath, will just deal damage and be considered heavy attack damage. So yeah, she scales off of heavy attack damage. And her second one, called Sublime is the Sun, can only be activated if you have 2 Majesty. And in order to build up Majesty, you can use her enhanced skill to get 1 point, and using other teammates' outros while they have Augusta's outro buffs active will grant you another 1. However, once you have max Majesty and activate the second ult, she will summon her own realm and stops time within it. Yeah, she stops time and will enter her Sworn Allegiance state. Now that her ruler's realm is active, which by the way, gas name, team swapping will be disabled, and she'll use 9 powerful attacks until she finishes off with 1 more devastating blow. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but this does sound similar to another character in another game. I won't say who, but you know. Her first passive, called Glory's Fervor, or Fervor, whatever, will allow Augusta to generate a shield for herself every time she attacks an enemy. Her second passive, called Blazing Veiler, will allow Augusta to generate 1 Majesty when she's off field for 4 seconds, and will fully restore Crown of Wills. So yeah, that's actually pretty good, the fact that she can generate 1 Majesty. So all you have to do is use an enhanced skill to get the second one to pop off. All pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And lastly, her outro skill will give the incoming teammate a 15% damage boost for all elements, and give Augusta 1 stack of Majesty and 1 stack of Crown of Wills. And what Crown of Wills does is give Augusta a 15% electro damage bonus. But anyways, now that we've gone over her kit, we now know that Augusta is a Electro Broadblade main DPS that scales off of heavy attack, and she's going to be primarily dealing damage from her heavy attacks, skills, and ultimate. And while her kit does sound extremely cool, and in my opinion is the most interesting kit currently in WuWa, I think her scaling off of heavy attack was a very bad play on Kuro's part. Now, the only 2 characters that scale off of heavy attack, if I do remember correctly, are Phoebe and Jian. Now, listen, I'm all in for getting more characters focused on heavy attack. However, Kuro has yet to provide proper supporters for these characters. Like, how has it already been a year and the only free-to-play character that can boost heavy attack damage is Mortefi? more Tefi. Now look, this also goes for basic attack damage as well, because the only free-to-play character that can do that is Sanhua, but it's still pretty bad, you know? And look, he isn't bad by any means, but I do think it's pretty bad that Gian's best-in-slot supporter is either Mortefi or Frolova. His best-in-slot supporter for heavy attack is a mediocre 4-star and a Havoc DPS that you have to pull for. Like, I know making characters whose sole purpose is to buff one type of damage is pretty dumb, but I expect at least more than 2 characters. At least more than 2 characters. But enough of my rambling, let's just get into Augusta's best teammates. So Augusta's best teammate at the moment, until Yuno drops, is going to be Mortefi. And this is because of his fairly decent follow-up attacks and because his outro boosts heavy attack damage. Next up is going to be Frolova, and she's essentially like the upgraded version of Mortefi, which provides the same buffs and, you know, she provides same buffs and she just has higher damage scaling since she's a 5-star. Yinlin is her 3rd best, and it's a no-brainer as to why. As a sub DPS, she provides solid follow-up attack damage and also provides Augusta with a electro damage bonus with her ult. And that's pretty much all the characters I can think of that can actually like properly provide support for Augusta. Now look, maybe I missed out on some characters that could actually pair well with her, but right now I just think heavy attack damage scaling characters really need characters who boost this specific type of damage. Now maybe since Yuno and Augusta are really close in story, this is going to somehow reflect in their gameplay as well, cause listen, if I was Kuro Games, I'd most definitely have Augusta and Yuno have crazy synergy together. Is that greedy? Sure. Is it predatory that Yuno is going to be dropping after Augusta? Sure. But if I was Kuro Games, here comes that money, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Augusta may have little to no teammates that boost heavy attack damage, but at least her crazy strength might actually make up for that. And if you're wondering how she's going to affect your account, as a DPS, she's literally going to be really good. Like, as a main DPS, really good. Even though she has a lack of teammates, that's not gonna stop Augusta from being actually cracked. So if you truly want a proper DPS, like if you don't have a DPS and you want a proper DPS, I'd say go for Augusta. You know, Mortefi's free. Well, I said Mortefi's free, but you know, everyone and their grandma has Mortefi, so Mortefi is pretty good for her. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Definitely a long-term investment, just like Cantarella, because once characters do come out that support heavy attack damage more and more, oh my god, Augusta's gonna be crazy. The stocks are gonna be crazy. But anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My Discord server is live right now, so make sure you check that out whenever you can. And I will see you all in the next Wuthering Waves video. Signing off.
'Cause I've been so tired. I don't wanna fight, but you're a liar. I need your help, cause the situation's dire. I'm so sick of using people to get higher. Yeah, we can take a pic.